Amigos, the finance and operations apps connector in Microsoft Dataverse is an absolute genius that offers a robust way to work with the data directly through your agent. It supports full CRUD operations on entities within finance and operations apps. When integrated into Microsoft Copilot Studio, this connector lets your agent to respond to the user prompts by both providing information as well as taking out necessary actions that you want it to do. For instance, the agent can create new records like purchase orders, transfer orders, sales orders, as well as creating new customers, vendors, and the like. Modifying existing data such as updating a customer's credit limit, or you want to add a new address to your customers, or you want to update the TAN or PAN number of your vendor. And you can also initiate a downstream processes within finance and operation apps to trigger cascaded business processes to take over. This integration empowers users to build conversational agents that not only understands natural languages but also performs real-time data operations. And guess what? All of this could be done and accentuated without needing to write a single line of code or any customization. So, what are we waiting for? Let me take you down the rabbit hole. And just in case if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. Cool. So, with that, let me get into the creation of an agent. So, when your agent is ready, we can hop over to Tools tab. So, here we can add your first tool. So, I'm adding a tool here. And let's click on this add a tool, and I'm going to search in my search bar fin and ops app, and let's search with this, and let's see if I can find a similar tool here. This is going to take a while, and let's wait. Yeah, so I got this list. This list is saying the list of items present table, get list of entities up to record. So out of this, I'm going to select create record. Okay, so here I need to fill up a list of, a list of information so as to keep it going. And here I'm going to select add and configure. Okay, the moment I select add and configure, it's going to check out like if this connection is correct or not. It's going to do a lot of checks and balances, and it's going to finally take me to the screen where I can fill out the information. So let's wait till it gets loaded. Hey, and this is the screen which whereby I can provide a lot of information. So say for example, it's asking this tool what name should I give to this tool. So it name to it, like it will give a name like so I'm going to name like onboard customer, and description. Let me give a description. I've kept it ready beforehand. So this is a description that I'm thinking of giving to it, like create a new record in an entity for customer creation, asks for mandatory fields if not recognized in input. So with that, I'm just going to fill out some additional details, like ask the end user before running. So I'm leaving it as no. And credentials to use, I'm selecting end user credentials. Alternately, I can also select the maker provider credentials, which is kind of an admin credential, which is not our case. It should be as for the person who is going to create, who's going to log on, is going to validate with that user's privileges and take it forth. All right, so let me go to inputs, and in the inputs, let me fill it up like custom value in the instance. For the instance field, I'm selecting this custom value, and from there I'm going to select the correct Okay, let me close this testing window and let me select the correct my finance and operation so my finance and operation instance, and the entity that I'm going to select is also a custom value, which I'm going to select from here. So it's going to load up the list. Let me pop it up quickly. Customers 33, and this it's going to take a while to get loaded because, as you can understand, it's going to load up with all the list of entities that are available for this instance. And let me copy and paste this quickly. And customers 33, it's a while still longer. Okay, so I'm giving as customers 33. Yeah, and anything else, I'm just going to select this as if any additional input is needed. So if any additional input is needed, this is going to get enabled. Say, for example, when you're going to create a sales order, this add input button should get enabled. As you can understand, for customers, the mandatory fields are custom group, so which I am saying dynamically fill with AI, and currency I'm also saying dynamically fill with AI. Okay. Otherwise, if I want to hard code this with some custom value, some value prefixed, I can leave this as a custom value, and whereby I can hard code a value for the currency and my customer group. So these are the mandatory fields that you might be needing them. So once completed, don't respond. So that's by default. So I'm saying don't respond. And in the advanced, I'm just going there, and I'm also leaving as all, not anything specific. So with that, I can save this. I can save this tool here. So it's going to take a while to do further validations and end up creating the tool and the agents. So once this is done, let me add another tool to it. So which is this was for customer, and creating customer alone is just enough. You need to fill up a lot of other constituents of the customer creation record, like customer address, customer logistic postal address, customer electronic postal address, and so on. You can keep on adding as much as associated tools as possible. So let's go back to the tools and let's create one more tool. And I am searching for the same keywords for tool, the finance and operation apps, and loading, searching out. And I'm selecting again a credit record. Let me quickly add the components of this tool. So this time my customer's postal address. So I'm going to add this entity. And again, I'm clicking on add and configure. So let me quickly load this up. Okay. And finally, this screen comes up. Let me fill in the details. So I'm giving I'm giving a name like this. Create our customer's postal address. And in the description, I'm giving something much more meaningful. Say, for example, in the description, I'm giving a name description like create a new record in an entity for customer administration. Ask for mandatory fields if not given by the user. Tools I'm creating as is and keeping as is. Connection I'm also keeping as is. With additional details, I am selecting the end user credentials as I was explaining. And in the inputs, I am selecting the custom value, or sorry, selecting the custom value, and I'm selecting the data entity, um, the instance which I'm going to consider here. So Here I'm selecting the instance as this one, and I'm selecting a custom value as the entity name as, let me select, and I'm selecting the entity here as customer household addresses video, and the customer account, consequently the mandatory fields that are associated with this entity, they're going to get populated. So I'm leaving them as statically fill up with AI. So once that is done, I am going to leave everything as is. And the advanced, you see like outputs are there, which I'm not touching anything. And the output available to the agents and other tools, I am giving as all, nothing specific. So with that, I am just saving this tool, and I'm gonna come out of it. And let me thus give instructions to my agent. So I'm going back to my overview tab, and out here, the instructions, I can give instructions like, let me copy this instructions. I've kept them ready. Just copying, and I'm just copying and pasting that. Just click on edit, and I'm just giving all these instructions. You could be more specific, more elaborative, so as to make this much more up to the mark, up to the point. And so I'm just telling that what are the things that you need to do. I'm asking it to the point of creation of the customers, do everything what is needed for a customer creation process. Don't do anything which is not related to customer creation, and maintain a friendly and professional tone in all interactions. And if the user by chance asks for anything else other than custom creation, you can politely say no to him. So that's it. I am going to save this and going to publish this. So let me publish this first. So it's going to ask me a couple of things like publish this agent. I am saying yes. And let's see what happens next. It's going to take a while. All right. So the publish is done. I have renamed the name of this agent as customer creation agent. So you can remember it very simply. And you do remember to save this. Otherwise, it changes on the deleted. And just check out like this are the tools that are created along with this agent. You can additionally keep on adding triggers or further agents so that one agent can call another agent. You can define topics to your agent. You can also, there are certain prompts which you can define on your code. So I am going to the channels tab, and the channels tab I am going to define my link with Teams. So I'm clicking on Teams, and so I already have published this. In the meanwhile, I've already have published this agent Teams as a channel. So if I click on see agent on Teams, so it's going to take me directly to the Teams, and I'm just clicking cancel, and I'm selecting use for web tab instead, because this is the Teams ID with which I have logging onto my Copilot Studio agent. So purposely, but that's fine. That's you can also choose your desktop themes depending on your case. And it's going to take a while to get loaded. So just let's wait, see what happens. So it's showing as customer creation agent. So I click on this open. Or if your Teams is already there, you can directly come down to here all the way, and you can click on these two dots, and you can find from here the name of this agent, the name of the agent that you created. So I have searching like customer creation agent, and it's going to directly take me to the customer creation agent. Here I'm going to give the prompt, like I'm saying, can you create a customer for me? Let's wait and see what happens, what comes up. All right. Someone is typing something. Okay, wait. So this is a question that I'm getting. Please provide the company detail ID, and I responded as USMF. So it's asking what is the customer account I would like to provide. So I'm saying a customer account as simple as USMF hyphen like this. So it should ask me further questions, further inputs to create the customer. Just waiting for the response. What is the currency that you want to provide? So I'm giving currency as C. What is the customer's group ID? So I'm giving the customer group ID as random plus 30. Not random, it's there. Obviously, it's there. Otherwise, it will fail if this customer group doesn't exist. And let's see, I just hit enter. Let's see what happens. Now, these are the final parts to create the customer. Let's wait and let's see what comes up. Okay, so as I'm creating for the first time, it's asking, shall I allow this? I need to give a permission to access to let my Copilot access my finance and operations connector to talk to Dynamics Finance and Operations. Okay, so I'm selecting allow, and it's going to take a couple of moments. The response was sent to the app, and the app is going to do the needful to create the customer record. So let's wait. Okay. And finally, the result came up saying that yes, our customer has been created. The customer account is this, and the organization name is this. This name is my logon name. Why has this chosen like that? Because I have mentioned it to use it or to be filled up automatically by AI. So that's why it's picking up my name, but you can customize this too as for your need. You can make the customer, make the agent take up the value of the customer you want to create instead of taking my lockdown. Okay, so I am going back to the customers list, and you see this customer has got created. You can just not just not the customer account or the name or the customer group and the currency. You can also see if we go back to you can go back to the tools and see if you go back to the tools and you can see these are the fields that I have added as a part of the input fields. So I have given company, customer account, currency, organization name, customer group, like that. I have kept on adding as many as fields I want to supply to my agent. You can keep on adding more and more fields of your choice. If you have added any customized field of your own, that also is going to show up once you have refreshed the entity list. So it's an amazing solution. It's an amazing solution. You can talk to your dataverse entities just by commanding your Copilot agent and then exposing your Copilot agent to Microsoft Teams, and the Teams user is going to get validated against his access to finance and operations to do various types of fraud operations. And lastly, you can also take a look at the activity tab, and you can see like how your agent is performing over the various calls and various bounces as it has been invoked by the user from Teams. It's also showing like what are the channels. Like I tried testing it a couple of times using Copilot Studio Test, and then I am using channels, Teams channels to test them out. So that's why it's showing the channels like this. So you can click on, you can click on this step itself, and you can get the details of how it has performed. It can show you what are the steps it has concluded, what failed out, and all the details. So these are the inputs that you see. Like these are the inputs. The instance was this, and the entity name was customer V3. The company used was USMF, and the customer name was like this. You can keep on finding out whatever the values that the user has passed them on, and you can You can find them. These all are going to be stored in your activity history. You can additionally simply click on edit tool to edit the tool right here itself. As apart from that, you can also inspect the cause of failure of an activity. Why did the activity fail? So, say for example, this is showing as cancelled. The cancelled reason because it failed somewhere, something was missing while creating the record. So, if I go down all the way, let this page be loaded in the meanwhile, and if I click on create our customer's postal address, if you go all the way down, 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 you'd see the reason why it's failing. Okay, so let me scroll down to quickly to the bottom and see and find out why is it failing. Okay, so this the reason of this failure is you can click on this and you can find out the connector. There is a then it returned with an error 400, which means some mandatory field was missing, or maybe my there was some kind of a timeout that happened. So you have to dig it down a little deeper and you can find out the reason why it is failing. Like this, you can do various kinds of you can do various kinds of investigation at the activity level and find out how your agent is behaving. And there are analytics as well. Analytics can also help you figuring out like the various calls of your agent, how your agent is behaving, uh, how your agent is popular, the way it has been calling. So I created the agent today itself, so that's why it's showing as flat line. Maybe as I'm going to keep on using this more and more, this agent is going to show more and more cards, and it's showing as good, incomplete, irrelevant, the knowledge not used like that. It's also going to give you details like this. Tools use how many times the tool was used. That details also is shown here. So these are the various things that you can find out and you can leverage your Copilot Studio to understand the rationale of your agent's behavior. Like to request all my friends to try this exercise and let me know how it went. So you can try with other entities, other dataverse entities, and you can find out like you can just not create, you could also update a record, you could also retrieve the contents of a record, and so on. You know my social handlers. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn on this following profile, and this is my email ID. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.